For decades, when terrorists were exploding bombs in Israeli pizza shops, were pelting Jewish cars with stones, the whole world was burying its head in the sand. The more barbaric the terrorist attacks were becoming, the deeper they had to bury their heads. The problem, however, is that they had to bury their heads so deep underground that down there they bumped into Hamas tunnels. When Hamas started firing rockets at Israel, they decided just to look the other way. The problem is, however, that when they turned the other way, over there in front of their faces was Hezbollah. An attempt to exterminate the entire Jewish nation started becoming so obvious and hard to deny. So the whole world adopted a new approach. Of course, they're trying to exterminate the Jews, but you know why? Because Jews deserve it. They oppress Arabs. And the same Jews who barely escaped Nazis just less than a century ago are being called Nazis themselves. We were criticized because Israel cut off electricity to Gaza after declaring war. Did the USSR and the Allied forces supply electricity to surrounded Berlin before they captured it in 1945? They demand that Israel would declare a humanitarian ceasefire to help civilians. The U.S. fought in Korea, Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan. How many humanitarian ceasefires did they declare to help civilians there? Every minute of ceasefire allows terrorists to strengthen their positions and therefore prolongs the war, thereby increasing the number of casualties on both sides. If you want to reduce civilian casualties, you must be against ceasefire. All countries demand that Israel would do what they themselves never do. And we Jews are already used to it. The statement, "Don't do unto others what you don't want to be done to you," was adopted by the Western culture. Many of them don't even know that it comes from Talmud. Now it's already a cornerstone of secular Western ideology. When raising children, we tell them, you don't want other people to do this and this to you, so don't do it to them. But what if your child will reply to you, but they are already doing it to me all the time, and all of them are doing it to me? We Jews taught the whole world the concept of morality. Before Judaism, there was not a single set of rules requiring, like the Torah does. It says in the book of Leviticus, one law should be for you and for a stranger. For centuries, Jewish communities were pillaged by pogroms. Where Jews could, they were forming units of self-defense. For some reason, in centuries of European history, we don't know even a single case of Jews pillaging their neighbors' villages, even in the areas where Jews were the majority and technically could have done it. Today, Israeli army is trying to save as many lives of those who attacked them as possible. Which other country does that? We don't do to others what we don't want to be done to us. But at the same time, we understand very well that they will do it to us. Why do all other countries demand from Israel what they never do themselves? Because Israel is already doing what no other country has ever done. Every country would do to its neighbors what they do to them. Throughout our history, Jews have been dedicating their lives in service of countries that they knew would later turn against them. While being dispersed around the world, Jews were doing for other nations what they knew those other nations will never do for them.